It's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Duckworth himself would surprise drop his latest and most anticipated project yet. And we didn't know what it was called, but it came out today, this Friday. I do wish he would have maybe did the Monday thing like Tyler, but for the sake of the surprise, I do think Friday works a little bit better. You know, so that's what we're here. We're here to react to it. We're here to listen to it. This is the first time. We still haven't officially got it started.
Okay, we're good now.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I will say this is janky. Yeah.
Janky promotion.
This is a janky bootleg rendition.
I'm gonna roll drugs.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So look. My name is Kamari Stevens.
Boom. What's up? The Maniacal Menace Kyle Smith in the building.
That's the Kyle Smith. My name is Kamari Stevens, and this is
Maniacal Menace Kyle Smith in the building.
Members of Young Funny.
Hello.
The brightest and weirdest black collective of comedians in New Orleans.
Hoorah.
Long live nigga daddy. We are here today. To react. Because y'all like reactions. And we're not just reacting to anything. We're reacting to the new Kendrick Lamar album.
K-Dot. Come on now.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Out here. Kicking ass still.
Okay Llama. Or whatever other things that he's going by these days. How are you feeling today, Kyle?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling energetic. I'm pretty pumped. It's good to see you, man.
Nice to see
I'm
you.
glad we've got down here. You are like, when it comes to you are the sommelier of
nice word.
Of music connoisseurs. I know because
right.
you when it
French
comes
words in
so many, just because when it comes down to you and music, your palate and taste of what you like, it has a wide range, and I love it, and I really can't, because you have a deep passion for Kendrick.
Deep passion.
And
we'll keep going.
a deep passion for Kendrick, and the way you look on the beef between Kendrick and Drake, it's historical to me the way you explain it. So I can't wait to get into what we're about to get into.
Okay, yeah, no. So again, so we're listening to the new Kendrick Lamar album, but I think we should do a little bit of preamble. Unlike thousands and thousands of other people on the internet, I didn't say my 2 cents about the Kendrick versus Drake versus J. Cole.
You got more than 2 cents though. We've talked. You have more than 2 cents. You got like you got like $1 worth.
Yeah, I got a lot of things. And so I figured, since on this surprise release of this new Kendrick Lamar album, I want to do a little preamble before we actually listen to it. And I would like to get some of your thoughts.
Yes.
And as well as give my thoughts on just kind of where you were, how you listened, maybe standout moments, and then we're going to listen to this album. And I don't want to undermine the significance of this album. And it's not so much that this Kendrick and Drake beef was the biggest rap beef that has ever existed in the history of rap music in all of its 51 alleged years of existence. I think it's maybe more, but 51 at least that we got on the books. And so we got to think about some of the major rap beefs and what was the postpartum of these rap beefs. Like when you had the Biggie and the Tupac beef that really devolved into something that is still to this day one of the most tragic instances that hip hop has ever witnessed. And you had these two young up and coming talents still, even if they had already really cemented themselves as top tier lyricists and artists in the art form and in the genre. They still were 25 and 24 years old. Tupac was 25, Biggie Smalls was 24. And so when you had it when Tupac, he was murdered in 1996, and then the next album that came out was this posthumous both of their albums that came out after their big rap beef was posthumous albums. It was Machiavelli. Now granted, I'll be remiss to not note that was Hit 'Em Up on Machiavelli, the Don Illuminati, or was it on All Eyes on Me? I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here.
Nope, I got you.
We're riffing. We're riffing. I'm just trying to go. Regardless,
I'll be your Jamie in the.
So you got it where Tupac is shot in the Quad Studios in 1993, 1994, around that time. Song "Who Shot You" comes out. Tupac already thinks that Biggie might have had something to do with it because he was there at the studio that day when he was unfortunately shot, and so that, along with the song "Who Shot You," really stems Tupac's paranoia, and he believes that Biggie Smalls is not only trying to usurp him as a rap artist, but as just a human being. And so he begins this tirade against Bad Boy and Puffy. And in hindsight, he probably was completely justified in a lot of those ways. What are we looking for? So I want to see what album that Hit 'Em Up was on. I think Hit 'Em Up is on Machiavelli, but yeah. So Hit 'Em Up.
Hit 'Em Up, Outlaws.
That's the greatest hits. So I would say go to Machiavelli. Go to Machiavelli. Don Illuminati. I'm wasting too much time on this. Regardless. To say that it's important. Let's go to a less deadly beef. We got Jay-Z and Nas. So Jay-Z drops The Takeover at Summer Jam. He leads. Most of it is like Prodigy disses, and then it ends up being like the Ask Nas, Do We Want It with Hov? And then on September 11, 2001, we get the Blueprint album. We hear, No, Hit 'Em Up, nigga. I hit 'em up. So it might have been on All Eyes on Me then. I mean the one where you got like the Get Money and you got the fake Biggie Smalls in the video and shit like that. Okay. Regardless, we got Jay-Z and we got Nas, and they got in the beef, and Jay-Z released Takeover on the Blueprint album, and then I want to say later that year Nas released Stillmatic, and he had a bunch of disses like Got Yourself a Gun, but specifically Ether. And so, these moments when the disses kind of got out there, people were interested in seeing what the artist was going to do next. Like, so when Jay-Z and Nas happened, and Jay-Z seemed to have been the loser in that one, everybody was curious to see what he did next, and what he did next was the Blueprint 2, which wasn't his best work, but had hits such as 03 Bonnie and Clyde and Excuse Me Miss. And for the most part, he was able to rebound. But in Nas's case, he had been kind of dormant as a prominent rap figure, and he boosted himself back up into the consciousness. And again, still has gone down as one of the greatest lyricists of all time. So I say that to say that I think this is, I don't want to downplay this moment. It's especially given that Kendrick, beyond just the diss tracks that he released this year, he also came out with a song recently called, but that's like that's the B-side. The B-side. Okay, so they might have just released it as a single. Regardless, with this Kendrick album, after the disses, but before the album, he came out with one other track, which was called Watch the Party Die, where he kind of addressed the beef, but really used it as a launching off point to try to discuss what he feels like are some of the things holding back the rap industry. And oh, you talking about these? Yeah, one of them. Okay, got you. Sweet. Yeah, we're chemists and scientists and botanists and the like. That's what we're, you know what I mean? We're scientists as well as documentarians of culture.
Documentarians.
And so, as I yap away, I want to talk about first Kyle.
Yes.
So Kendrick Lamar came out with the Watch the Party Die song, and that was really about what he felt like is wrong with the industry and what he wants to do and see the industry renewed and reinvigorated and looking a different way. And so with that, I think that's what causes the anticipation for this album even more so than the diss tracks because
yes, I didn't even know much about the album. I didn't know anything about the album until you told me today, and the excitement that I had once you told me, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I need to listen to it because lots of albums that we've mentioned have came out.
And I would say this has been a great year for rap music.
Yes,
Vince
it has.
Staples, Schoolboy Q,
yeah,
Rhapsody,
Absol,
Doechii, Absol, JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown.
Danny
There's been
Brown.
a litany of great, fantastic bodies of work released by some of the most innovative and talented rappers ever. But specifically of this most
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J came out, Common and Pete Rock, everybody.
Oh my goodness!
Ice Cube's got an album coming out. Goddamn it! Then we got a whole nother
Royce
Snoop
the
Dogg
5'9" and
Dr.
DJ Premier.
So everybody,
Prime 2,
everybody.
yo.
This is the post
That might be old.
50th, the post 50th boost. Everybody last year was the 50th anniversary, and everybody's like, "Nigga, we gotta come out with albums this next year."
Yeah.
Now
The old heads is working. The old heads is working.
and they got something to say still. You never get too old to rap. Now, I did want to ask you a couple questions, Kyle.
Yes.
So now, when you say that you weren't, were you not expecting a Kendrick album, or did you just not? Did you think one was coming soon, or were you just kind of completely just like, I'm gonna wait and see?
I had no clue. Like I didn't even. It wasn't on the radar. Nothing. Nothing. It was very secretive to me. But it's not like I'm still in the game to where I am, buying the magazine, seeing what's behind the scenes and such. I'm trying to keep abreast of everything. But
Kyle has a full-time job. He's a poet, a comedian, also a new father, a husband.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
Me,
with the
I have no attachments to anybody. I'm just joking. I have people that I love and care about. But I don't have no kids though, and I barely work. So I've been on the internet a lot, and I've been looking for other stuff. It's not been all Drake and Kendrick. It's been other way more deeper beefs. But I'm not gonna get into that into this video. All I'm gonna say is free Palestine. But I have been keeping track on this. So my thing is, did you listen to all the diss tracks that came out during, April, May, March, that around that time frame?
Yeah, definitely. In the order that they came out too. Okay. As they came out, I listened to them immediately.
Okay, so what were your thoughts when you first heard? First Person Shooter? I
was like, oh, are they doing this? Is this about to happen? I'm like, is it a beef that's about to pop off beef? And
now wait a minute, you felt that when First Person Shooter came out?
Yeah, when Kendrick came on, and I was like,
I'm just talking about First Person Shooter when it's just Drake and J. Cole.
Oh,
I mean they mentioned him, but I'm just saying, did you think when you heard First Person Shooter,
right.
We did it. Did you see it turning into certified lover boy, certified?
Not to this extent, no. But I did hear it as when I heard it, I was like, all right, yeah, you poking the bear. It seems like you're poking the bear, and it seems as if Kendrick is gonna respond, but I don't have enough knowledge on Kendrick to be like, oh yeah, this was warranted. This is definitely what he was gonna do. He was definitely gonna come back like this. I did not like all this is still unexpected to me, but I understood that if it was gonna happen, then he was gonna beat him up. Okay. He was gonna be a real beatdown. Like, yeah.
So just in the sense of you saying that if it was going to be a Kendrick versus, and I won't just say Kendrick versus Drake, but a Kendrick versus Drake, and then a Kendrick also versus Cole, that it would be.
I kind of saw that Cole was gonna do that. Like I understood just how Cole is.
Now, Kyle, I'm gonna say you sounding like LeBron James right now, because I'm like, wait a minute, nigga, how for real? No.
All right, not saying. I didn't expect any of that.
To be on stage in front of thousands of people and be like, "Hey, Kendrick, you the best. Clap it up for Kendrick, y'all." I
myself, not saying that. Oh yeah, I predicted the future, but I'm saying that. Oh yeah, that. In my head, if there was three circumstances or three situations that would have came out from this, I would have put that as my top pick. Okay. If like you got a choice, what do you think Cole would do? Will Cole retaliate? Will Cole do this or will Cole do that? And I'm like, I think he would just back out and be like, nah, I don't want no parts of this. Okay. I was like that seemed like my logical take on what Cole would do. And I was like, yeah, that made sense to me.
Gotcha.
Like, because if it was me, I would take J. Cole approach. I'm like, nah, man, it's my homies. Also, nigga, we all good. Why we got to do this?
Now, and again, I'm going to push back on you a little bit on this. So, are you taking J. Cole's approach bit by bit? Are you taking a quote unquote, I am going, because this is the thing. This is, as a person that's enjoyed J. Cole's music
yes,
for quite some time. For me, I'll break it down to you. This is how I interpret it. So I'm listening to the new Metro Boomin and Future record. I don't know if I'm listening to the whole record. I feel like I get a hint that
I can't do Future.
I think I get a hint like, hey, go listen to the Like That record. That's the record you need to listen to. I feel like that's that. I don't think I was just like, let me jam this We Don't Trust You and then get to Like That. Like, nah, because Like That is like the 5th or 6th record. So I don't think I did that. I think I went straight to Like That and I listened to Like That. Now I might not have known that Kendrick was on there, or maybe I did know Kendrick was on there, but I didn't know he was different.
It was a surprise to me when I heard him.
And so, but you know, motherfuckers get on the internet and they'll spoil shit.
Yeah.
So
I'm far from being on the internet getting shit spoiled.
It could have gotten spoiled.
Yeah.
And so I hear the Like That record. I hear the which has been rapped over by many a rapper, and every time I love it. It's one of the few beats that I'm like,
this possibly might have to be a 2-parter where we preamble and then we come back after work and everything and then talk about it as we listen to it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
When do you think you need to leave exactly?
Well, it takes me 50 minutes to get out there.
So you want to? Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
have I love it. Keep going. Don't stop the flow. Let's keep going.
So, yeah, the preamble. You know what I mean? I want it on the record. I just need it on the record.
We're good. 20 minutes in. I love it. This is all it is.
So, I hear Like That.
Yeah.
I hear Future's verse. I hear these niggas talking out of their neck. And then I'm like, oh shit. Who are these niggas, Kendrick? Who are they? I think I might have I skipped over first person shooter. So when I heard first person shooter. Oh, did you? I skipped over it I asked you about it. I didn't tell you how I felt about it. Not to say you
meaning in the conversation just now you skipped over.
Oh,
okay.
No. Okay. So I did not like the For All the Dogs record. It's been quite some time since I've enjoyed an entire
I'm mad that I listened to it.
But I did listen. I listened to more of the For All the Dogs record than the We Don't Trust You record. So one of the standouts of that.
He sounded like a hurt bitch on For All the Dogs.
Which is a wild thing to say when you name the album For All the Dogs.
Yeah.
But I mean,
damn it, I fucked that.
Not the, Drake, for lack of a better, or in your words, has probably always been a kind of a hurt bitch. He just hasn't went about it in the right ways. Because, we all hurt from time to time. It's how you heal or try to center yourself after that hurt.
Don't beat down the women,
and
though.
I don't think he's done the work, as some people would say. But to not be overly raw. I hear first person shooter. I enjoyed the record for what it is. I do think that when Drake is like doing the part where it's like, who to go, like I feel like that's him needling like he likes to do. He likes to needle, but I ain't think of it as like, oh, he's shitting on Kendrick. And then when I heard Cole shout out Kendrick, I was just like, all right, and then ultimately, like, out of that joint, I'm like, J. Cole was the best one out of him and Drake on that joint. So I'm just like, all right, good record. Y'all hadn't done a record in a while, yada yada yada. Then they go on tour and I'm like, okay, I guess, but they are in the big business of rap music, and Drake sells tickets, and them together will sell hella tickets. So, you know what I mean? More power to them. But then we get the Metro Boomin in the Future joint, and then we get to the Like That record, and then I hear K-Dot say, these niggas talking out of their neck. And then I'm like, who is these niggas that he's talking about? And then he proceeds to tell you who these niggas are. And he's like, that nigga is Drake and that nigga is J. Cole. And then, you know what? I was never surprised that he went at Drake. I was slightly surprised about the J. Cole. Yeah. But I got it from the standpoint of being like, I don't fuck with this nigga, and you right by this nigga. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to spray both y'all niggas just to get y'all niggas the fuck up off me. You know what I mean? And so, just off the strength of that, I was just like, oh, that's like hardcore as fuck for you to just come out. You so upset that you like, I'm willing to shoot my brother to get my enemy.
Right.
You feel me?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And so
that don't work in this situation, right? Sorry.
I think everybody's enemy. There's no friends at the end of the day in this one, Kyle. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but if anything, I think maybe they were friends. They are definitely not friends. They are not friends now.
Not after these videos have been put out, neither.
I don't think they'll be friends. You know what I mean? They might not even want to be in the same room with each other for a good decade or two.
It's like, that's what you get, nigga. You started it.
Now, oh man, see, you open up another can of worms because like, who started what though? Who started? But we gonna go be our shit.
Light skinned niggas always start shit.
Okay, all right. Well, we're not gonna be colorist here, Kyle, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, every nigga of every shade.
I got in trouble before.
Has the ability to start.
You can't be
shit.
saying shit like that, Kyle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, granted, I would, you know what I'm saying. We about the same complexion, I guess. We ain't the darkest of Negroes, is what I'm saying. So
in checkers, they let the reds go before the blacks. When you play checkers.
Okay. Oh, for real, I didn't know you had a. I knew white.
Yeah.
Okay. And see the ADHD.
Sorry.
Yeah. We ain't played now one song.
You see the fire before the smoke.
So we definitely gonna have to do a part 2 of this because it's like, are we even gonna be able to listen to the goddamn album? So
such a good time being with you, man.
Can you tell there's no script for this? So we get to Like That, and so when Like That came out, what I know I needed though, and I know you say that you thought that J. Cole would bow. I know what I needed though was I needed a response from Drake for certain. But I needed a response for Cole because Cole had been talking wild shit on the mic. He'd been talking wild shit on the mic with motherfucking Lil Durk. He'd been talking wild shit on the mic with motherfucking Benny the Butcher. He had been talking wild spicy on the mic. So I'm like, all right, at the bare minimum, if anything, I was more excited to see the J. Cole versus Kendrick because I knew it would be just pure rap. Because I knew they had respect for each other, and I knew that it wouldn't get dirty, it wouldn't get messy. Whereas I knew that at least with Drake, it had the potential to go there because it did seem like it was a legitimate animosity that had not been addressed for some time between Kendrick and Drake. Now, when we got push-ups, I'll be honest. I wasn't really engaged in the beef until we got the first solo Kendrick diss record. Until we got Euphoria, I wasn't all the way engaged. Cause like with the Drake shit, the push-ups, it got leaked. People were saying that it might have been AI. So it was like this weird lack of verification of the diss track. And so for me, that just gave me a certain amount of pause. Now, when you finally got like, oh, this is the one, I remember listening to Push-Ups. And I would say like in my initial listening to it, I didn't love it. It's grown on me since then, but I also still didn't think it was enough for who he was dealing with. I thought he was being too cute for Kung Fu Kenny. I don't think you make a song about push-ups when it's a dude that literally had a song on not his debut album, but the album before he got famous called Rigor Mortis, where he said, don't ask about your favorite rapper, he dead. He been saying that for years. So I was like, once he actually had came to your door with the smoke, Drake, I feel like you pulled out a little pistol and it was time to bring out the actual Draco. And you did not bring out the Draco. Or if you brought the Draco, you had that extra little stick on it and the shit jammed.
You Harlem Nice that situation, basically. Yeah. Pop, stop shooting that little shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Starter pistol out here.
Mm-hmm.
You had a starter pistol when you needed the Draco.
Draco Malfoy.
And so, you know what I'm saying? So, Push-Up come out. But I forgot. See, and I think it deserves to be forgotten. Is the 7-minute drill because he erased it off the internet. I mean, you can still listen to it. You can still go and listen to it, but he literally made a mixtape called Might Delete Later. Like, for me, I don't know which one was worse with J. Cole. Is it the fact that he came out with a mixtape called Might Delete Later and he ended up deleting one of the songs off of it? Or that he went on stage at his festival and I won't say he apologized, but he capitulated to a perceived aggressor in a way that was unnecessary. Because when it came down to with 7 Minute Drill, it's like, you didn't say nothing all that wild. And then if you felt like you said something wild enough to the extent that it kept you up at night and you was losing your peace, nigga, I done heard many of the raps you made. You should have been staying up for some of these other raps too, J. Cole. I'm just saying, for that to be the one to be like, oh man, I can't get no sleep. Nigga, you got other ones. I'm sorry. I say this as a fan. So 7 Minute Drill, that we get that shit out the way. He apologizes. Then we get push-ups. Then we get the tailor-made freestyle. Now, how did you feel about the tailor-made freestyle? That's the one where he does the Tupac AI and the Snoop AI.
I was like, somebody's gonna say something about this. Somebody's definitely like, this ain't gonna fly. It's not gonna fly, and it's definitely gonna get found out. Like, why would he even stoop so low to do something like that? I understand that the internet is going a certain route and shit, but it's like, this is the route you decide to take when motherfuckers are already like, AI is iffy. So to go use AI and then use a Tupac and then fucking fake Snoop Dogg and shit. It's like, why is this what you thought? Like, what part of your A&R team was like, yeah, this is cold, this will get him. That's one of those situations where it's like you got too many yes men in your field to be like, don't do that dumb shit.
Now, do you think that the diss track would have flew if he didn't put the AI shit on there and it was just his voice? Or is the AI? Yeah. So what I'm asking?
No, the AI was too much. The AI was too much.
So you saying it's okay though? You would have fucked with it if it didn't have the AI on it. Is what I'm asking.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still Drake, and I wasn't gonna fuck with it regardless. It was still decent to say that you did put in AI. I was like, this would have did good this would have did better if you didn't do AI. But yeah, it's not. I mean, it takes away a lot from it now that you did put it in AI. I was like, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, well, and again, I'm only asking just to push back a little bit, just from the standpoint of being like, when I heard the actual diss track, I felt like if he didn't do any of the AI shit, I actually would have fucked with it a lot more, because just from the standpoint of being like, I'm going to write from the perspective of these legends that you look up to. And I'm gonna kind of shide you for not coming out with some shit. I feel like in theory that's like a good that was a good angle to come out with, and it was a creative angle. I feel like he bungled it from the standpoint of being like, nobody wants to hear a filtered over Tupac Drake verse.
No,
and nobody want to hear a filtered over Snoop Dogg Drake verse. And I mean, honestly, out of all the verses that he did, to me, the most effective one was the one where it was just his voice. Yeah. Where he's like, the PG Lane game, I let my fucking bowels move. I was like, all right, Drake, okay, you talking wild, spicy. And I feel like, again, you needling, you poking the bear. Mm-hmm. Needlessly. So, we get Tailor Made. Then you get all these motherfuckers saying, where's Kendrick? Where's Kendrick? Where's Kendrick? And then Kendrick comes out with the Euphoria. So how did you feel when you heard Euphoria?
I was like, oh, we got a full-on beef here. We got a full-on battle going on now. Like, this is... And that's when I was like, okay, shit has popped off. How far is this gonna go, and what is the outcome gonna be? Because I'm like, you gonna back to back this Drake? Are you gonna double team it? How is Kendrick gonna respond? Because I know Kendrick's more methodical than Drake would be. Drake's just there for the glitz and the glamour. But
I want to push back. If he's methodical about anything, he's methodical about his marketing, which you can't undermine, and he's methodical about beef. Like the shit with the Meek Mill. Because again, we got to realize the nigga that, I won't say he invented, but as far as the one who trademarked this move, the back to back, it was Drake.
Right.
That's the reason why it's a part of the lexicon. So
And that's what I was waiting for.
Regard.
I was waiting for it because I'm like, ooh, Drake got bodies when it come to the beefs and battles. I'm like, you've put niggas under. You've been the motherfucker, kind of like a Lupe Fiasco, where motherfuckers like, man, that nigga ain't shit, and then you hear him, and it's like, oh, he'll body somebody. And so that's what Drake has done, because you don't expect Drake, just high yellow nigga, Degrassi, no fucking lining.
Really, all right.
No lining ass nigga. Yeah.
I don't.
My spike.
Wait a minute, Drake. Have you ever liked Drake?
Now, I mean, yeah, when he first came out with Wayne, when I was like, this Degrassi nigga?
I will say, it's like, I can't front and act like I ain't never been a nigga that's jammed Marvin's Room or some goofy shit. Like, I have been there. I've been there. I had Nothing Was the Same, and I was about it.
Like, his old days, it was nice, but now it's like, oh, you got this type of fame to where you are a ladies' man. It's just like
certified lover boy.
It's like this plight that I have with these gangster rappers that are going full on, full on aggressive fuck music, and it fucks me up. I'm like, I want to listen to you, but who is it for?
Yeah,
like it's only
not for you though.
Yeah, it's only so many ways that you can beat the guts up, and I'm like, I can't blast. I don't want to blast this in the car. Like I'm not about to blast. I can't
hear about how you ejaculated in somebody's
face. You done bent up and
I'm not
pushed over and shit. And I'm like, well, all right, this is cool, but not the whole album.
Yeah,
you know, one or two songs, and it's like when the rest of the album.
Hear it on one song at this point.
See, you've seen my plight.
I don't want to hear about. I want to hear other shit that you do.
Right. So it's like, what you gonna be the lover boy? Or you gonna be the freestyle person that you came out? You gonna be the rapper that you came out to be? You know, that you started out being. You know, you switched the game up. Cool, do your thing. But it's just like, you not gonna have me on board as if like Kendrick does, because Kendrick he can make a love song, but he ain't straying away saying, oh, now I'm gonna be full Jamaican. Now I'm about to do this, and now I'm about to do that. It's like, you know, he's sticking to what he does. He's being a creative instead of taking the creation from others that other people are making. Like, oh, well, let me put my spin on this. Now make your own little thing. Big Steppers, boom, he did his own little shit, and it's like, oh, now other people want to go ahead and like, I'm a big. Now you hear a lot of people talk about Big Stepper.
But even to me, the influence, especially I think you've seen it this year, it's been albums that I feel like have been similar to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where they've been very like confessional. Like you got Rhapsody's album. Yeah, I feel like her album is definitely in
we
the
just
same.
Spoke about ASAP.
ASAP Ferg, I would say, his benefited from the Mr. Morale and Big Set, and even Tyler the Creator. I feel like
very vulnerable.
If they wouldn't have heard
very vulnerable albums,
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I feel like it was Vince. But see, I feel like Vince has always kind of operated.
That is true
in that space.
He has been more. He's more of a feelings type of person, and I love that. I love his show, the Vince Staples show. It's so good. Shout out to Vince, man. Shout out to Vince.
So we get fucking Euphoria, but as a diss track. So I'll tell you how I felt when I heard Euphoria. I ain't gonna front. The first time I heard Euphoria, I was a little disappointed.
Why so?
So when I heard the beginning of the song, when he was rapping over the latest, the greatest, I was like, oh shit, I ain't never heard a diss record like that, right? That part. So there's
a lot of that between this beef. It's like, oh shit, I ain't never heard it.
And then you get into where it's like that, like I won't say that I disliked it, but in that same way that I think a lot of Drake fans were saying, well, he was kind of retreading the same shit, like. You know, we failed to mention that Rick Ross threw his wing stop, his lemon pepper wing into this whole little situation. And so he had called Drake a white boy and said he had gotten Ozempic and the tummy, you know, all this other shit. So I would say for me, just on you know how when you hear a punchline the second time, it just don't hit the same, right?
Right.
So I would say I felt a little bit of that with Euphoria. Now, where Kendrick got me back on board is when he was like talking about the dip sauce and the blammy crody and all that other shit. Like I really enjoyed that run right there, because I was just like, oh, okay, you're getting at his Canadian heritage and how he mimics other people's accents and uses it, and you're doing it to him. Like, I thought that was very funny. I thought that was like a nice flip. And so, being said, though, Euphoria ended up aging so great, and that's what I think is so great about these run of disses from Kendrick, is that in reality he did make a EP that was like he made a fuck Drake EP. Or like this guy's weird EP about Drake. Like that's what the whole EP about. It's like the Euphoria, and he sets up. It's like it kind of back to how you said he was so methodical. I'm good. Is that like he kind of uses that Euphoria to kind of like, well, number one, he does a big punch just to get their attention.
Yeah.
And then he
Teach
gets
that in English
he gets Drake on the offensive, but he's like prepared for that offensive.
Yes.
And then he kind of sets up Drake with a little bit of offense, just so Drake think like, oh, because you know Drake does the little push-ups, but he has the drop and give me 50 as the end of that first push-ups record.
It was like a real strategic boxing match.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker, you can see the setup punch coming. Like you see the volley. Like, oh, I want you to fall for this. Boom! I threw the bait out.
Yeah.
Fall for this. You will fall for this. And now I have something to cut. And he just ramped it up. Yeah. Kendrick, to me, he ramped it up the more and more he threw the setups out there.
Now, so we hear Euphoria. Then 616 in LA comes out. Now, I will say for me, 616 in LA is probably my favorite out of all the tracks. I feel like it's got the best rapping on it. And I also think it's like, if anybody wants to say, well, Kendrick went too far, he went too far. 616 is the one where he was like, Drake, don't fucking play with me. I am not to be played with.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a shot. Don't fucking play with
That's when the nerd in the back of the class takes his glasses off and it's like, oh, nigga, this nigga's serious. It's like, oh, I didn't know.
You notice that he actually got muscles underneath that button up shirt.
Yeah. Oh, you do push-ups. I didn't know you back there doing push-ups.
Like,
I didn't know.
You know
I had no idea
you thought he was a hunch, and he was hunching on purpose.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, wait a minute, he actually taller than I thought
You
he
definitely
was,
been
too.
beefing up.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, I thought you was 5'8", you actually 6'4".
You read books, but you also in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? So
Where they do
got a
that
strict daddy. Your daddy, you had a military dad.
Yeah. We watch our carbs in this
You got to
family.
run a mile every morning. You got to run to school.
We bail hay. Oh, that's
So,
country life.
Then 616 in LA comes out, and then it's like, oh shit, he did the back-to-back to Drake. So now everybody's
Right.
like, well, what is Drake gonna do next? And then Drake, he's like, I see your 2 songs, I got a video for your ass. Now I don't know where you was when this happened. I literally went to sleep, and it was Drake had a couple, Kendrick had a couple, and then I woke up and literally I felt like the whole world had changed.
I think I was driving to work. I was driving to work and I heard it. I was driving to work and I heard about it. And I think that was in the time of me coming back down here.
Okay.
Man, time flies.
That time flies. I mean, that was like early part of the year. Now
Yeah.
we're almost at the end.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? This is also a retrospective of the year, y'all.
For real.
I can't speak for Kyle.
Recaps.
Been a rough year for the guy. Hasn't been going well for me. Hence the reason why I'm out here doing the reaction video, because it's just like I'm clawing for anything, any chance of relevancy, of any kind of notoriety at this point.
My family's found a therapist, so better help.
Yes.
No, really, you better help yourself, because hey, it's rough out here, man. Trying to be an adult, And he was raised from the 90s parents. That's a different type of raising. Now there's all types of information on how you should correctly raise your children. And yeah, I still don't drink anything after I eat. During eating and during dinner, how traumatizing that is when other people hear about that. Like, you don't drink nothing? Why not? I was told never to drink anything. I can't have nothing to drink till I finish eating. And so now whenever I got a full glass by the time I finish my entire meal, people are like, yo, you ain't drink. How you swallowing? Yeah, I use my spit, but it's crazy to other people. No, it's so traumatizing.
He's gonna let his son drink.
Oh, you can have as many sips as you want, man.
Why he's trying to
I don't care if you don't eat that food. It don't matter. You are adorable. Just live. Enjoy life. This ain't go.
That's what called growth, y'all.
Yeah, that's growth.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Menace Mari Big Steppers was talking about. It's
Yeah.
growth through therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely.
So we get to Family Matters. And then as soon as Family Matters comes out, Kendrick Lamar releases Meet the Parents. Or Meet the Grams, rather. And so I listened to both of these records back to back. And at this point, I'm like, this has went way too far. This has gone beyond the pale. I as a person that wanted Kendrick Lamar to win, like I wanted him to win.
Hey.
I wanted it to be decidedly like obvious that he had won. When I heard Meet the Grams after hearing Family Matters, I was like, I don't know if I wanted it to happen like this.
Honestly, son, to put a nigga house out there like that, even if you did it before, if it's been public knowledge, to put a motherfucker's house there as a cover to your fucking single?
Well, hold on, we getting that's before, because again, that's the Not Like Us.
Oh,
on the Meet the Parents or Meet the Grams is when he puts the glove and the items and the Ozempic and all the medicine and shit.
I'm all over the board.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can't put things together like you do, Kamari. It's amazing. Keep me on track. Choo choo.
It's that I ain't gonna hold you. Like I really pay a lot of attention to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's why you're the perfect person to talk to. My head, I'm all over the place. You want me to recap something? I mean, or you want me to go ahead and bring back up old memories and shit? Oh, bitch, I'm about to add Ewoks and emojis in my shit. You ain't never gonna get a true story. It's gonna be somewhere around what the story used to be, where it's gonna be so colorful.
Hey, memories, right? Like, every memory that you access is just a memory of that memory. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it gets watered down eventually.
But so we get Family Matters. Now I will say that you had Family Matters, and then you also had this like little Buried Alive intro that kind of gets overlooked, where Drake used the Buried Alive intro that he had Kendrick on the Take Care album, and he flipped it and he rapped on that and just kind of was just like, y'all niggas is disloyal. I put y'all niggas on. Fuck y'all niggas. I'm about to kill y'all niggas. And again, I will say, I've tried to outgrow a lot of toxic masculinity that I was raised underneath as a child. And not to say I feel like I was witnessed so much, but I mean, we live underneath a patriarchal society. You can't avoid it. It's in media, culture, everything. But it's something about when a nigga is talking wild, spicy.
Yeah.
Even if they don't really came back, like that crash out. It's something about the crash out that is like, it is at least. It gets my attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when the person is just like, you know what, fuck all this shit, I'm about to burn this motherfucker down. It's like, oh man, something interesting is about to happen over here. I don't know if it's gonna be good for anybody involved, but I want to watch it. And so I will say with Family Matters, I think it has certain parts of it that are interesting. I think a lot of the interesting parts have nothing to do with his actual opponent or his biggest foe, which was Kendrick Lamar. So I feel like he just made a lot of missteps. Like that's the one where he put all the chips in on Family Matters. Like Drake put all the chips in on Family Matters and he went bust. Like he went completely bust. Cause then this demon of a man, Kendrick Lamar, not only came out with a response within 30 minutes, but it aligns so much with what, like, not only that he had already been kind of leading up to like really reveal and go at with Drake, but it also still kind of defended him from whatever the fuck Drake was saying. Because again, he had already said,
he had a nice guard up.
He said, don't tell no lies about me and I won't tell truths about you. And so he had established at least enough of a authenticity to be able to be like, all right, well, Drake said that this guy, his wife, this woman he's been with all this time, he's never got married to her, and she's had a kid that might be his manager's kids out of nowhere, and then also he's a domestic abuser. And then Kendra's like, nah, fuck all that shit. You a creep. You a pedophile, my nigga. You a predator. You should be in a jail cell with a Harvey Weinstein convicted rapist.
It's like, whoa, wait, hold on. Yeah, I do. When
and then he not only that, then he compared him to Diddy. I'm like, nigga, you about to get raided. I'm like, nigga, I don't even. Does the Canada have an FBI? What? It was just so like. It was just such the biggest fucking big joker that a nigga could have for a rap song.
And the thing is, when he brought all that out, because that was when he brought that out, and then when he was also talking about that he was hanging out with I guess 11 from fucking Stranger Things.
But listen, no. Okay. So he don't. For the record, you talking about Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar never mentions Millie Bobby Brown.
No, he didn't mention that. But something was mentioned about that, or something was mentioned about him hanging with younger people, and that. On top of something else, which was more dire, but he came back and was like, that's not, you can't say I was doing that. You can't, but it's like, well, all right, also address this other thing too. Make sure you address both situations if you're going to talk about it and not just this one, because.
Well, but see, Kendrick didn't even give him a chance to address anything because after Meet the Grams, he comes out with Not Like Us. Which,
I mean, he, of course, no chance to address, but he still tried to address.
No, but see, to me, it's like very important to note, like that you had Meet the Grams. You had again Drake showed so much hubris and so much pride that he was unable to see that he had set himself up for this trap, and is the biggest trap. Because again, it's one thing to have a song like Meet the Grams out there that's about you. It's another thing to have a song like a Not Like Us where it's people that don't know, they've never even heard a Kendrick Lamar song, and then they're singing that you're a certified pedophile by name. Like, that's a different thing. Like, as much as Jay-Z lost to as much as you can say Jay-Z lost to Nas with Ether, it's not little 3 and 4 year old kids singing fucking Ether.
No,
they're never going to sing Ether.
He made Billboard charts.
It's somebody's Baba that's
number
singing
one on Billboard
fucking
charts.
Not Like Us.
Do you understand? Every morning they play this song. Every morning.
I don't even listen to radio like that.
It is ridiculous that this song every morning. The first time, like. I can't tell you how terrible it is that this song is played this much.
But like that's what the radio
and it is, but it's not like every segment. It's like, oh, we just came back from a commercial. Boom, put the song back on. Like, it is the thing to be played. I'm like, yo, son, why are we still running with this song like this in the morning? Like, every hour we're gonna play it at least. It is requested to play 2 or 3 times. We need to let people know about these pedophiles, but also motherfuckers still love Drake. So,
not yet.
It's just like a Catholic, you know. People still gonna be it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the reality of it though is just like, say for you really wanting to go down whatever rabbit holes you can go down to, you know, if you're not willing to go down there, then you're not gonna see. It's not gonna be on the Today Show like, Drake went on a date with this weirdly young woman. Like, it's not. That's not. Okay. That's maybe it'll happen now. Yeah. But it wasn't happening prior to this. You know what I'm saying? And I think if somebody's willing to, I mean, again, motherfuckers still jam fucking R. Kelly, bro. Like, so I think save for, I mean, even if Drake was to ever see a jail cell or whatnot, I don't think that would deter.
I doubt it though.
I mean,
it doesn't seem like anybody's even gonna look into this. They just like, oh.
Well, no, I mean, you can, but it has been people that's looking.
I mean, people that's gonna put him away look into it.
No,
like an R. Kelly situation, look into it.
Nah, not yet. But I mean, again, that's that the onus.
Oh, Bill Cosby look into it.
I mean, but again, that's the onus is on him to either
Puff Daddy look into it.
Huh?
All right, now I'm just going down to people that motherfuckers have looked into, and now they're.
But regardless of if he'll ever go down for whatever he may have done, I think the reality of it is like, nigga, this is a stain. Like, you're never gonna scrub this song from anybody that existed in this period of time.
Oh yeah, no, this is
it's never so.
This is part of history.
Regardless, like in my head, it's like even if I felt like I wasn't on this type of time and I was being misrepresented. Nigga, if somebody was gonna come at me like this, everybody you seeing me with is they older than me, nigga. Fuck. I'm 37, she's 42. You never seeing me with a young woman ever again, my nigga. Everybody's gonna be. I'm gonna be with Helen Mirren, nigga. I'm gonna be with fucking.
You gotta stay away from them.
Angela Bassett.
You gotta stay away from them Leonardo DiCaprio's, man. Don't let those be your friends no more. You definitely need to up the ante.
I'm gonna be around with motherfucking Regina King and Regina Hall. All the Reginas. I'm not.
You said Angela Bassett.
I said Angela Bassett. Yeah, I made sure. You know what I mean? Trust. You know what I mean?
You gotta get the Bassetts in there.
I think this might be enough for the preamble.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be honest. When I initially envisioned this, I imagined that we would already be listening to the album.
Did you? No, I imagine we would still be doing this by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you though.
Yeah. I shouldn't have did the preamble.
I knew exactly how this is going to. Now we have even longer to wait.
Yeah, I really want to listen to the album.
And I should probably be in a different state by the time we listen to a totally different state. Shit, I got these mushroom gummies. I might be in that type of state.
Right. I would say...
this is going to be great. I will be in that state.
So, I guess before we're not going to listen to it right now.
No, it has to be a surprise now.
But I will say...
What time you get off work?
It's 2 in the morning at the earliest.
All right, we gonna push it. Let's get it.
Yeah. See, man,
part 2 coming up.
I do want before
to
just
be
to wrap this
continued.
part up. Do you have any expectations for this outside of just like I want to listen to it?
Amazement. I really think it's gonna be a vibe. I really think it's going to be a vibe.
You think it's going to be any more direct disses towards, not, I won't say towards Drake, but just in general?
I can see some pop-offs. I can see him popping off at certain people, not just Drake and Drake, but just...
Because again, I don't want to make it, I think
anybody that's, like, bitch, you want, or just some congratulations. I can see him, like, really giving some people their flowers and shit. Okay. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think... I definitely. So we just to give you a full transparency. When I woke up this morning, I wasn't aware that the nigga was releasing the whole album. So
neither was I.
I watched the teaser and then I saw the video for Squabble Up, which was the teaser that was in.
And I've been waiting for a good Kendrick album.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. Yeah, I really thought somebody was dying when you came at me with this message.
Is a crazy thing because again, y'all can't hear the message or the tone in which I called them. But it's like, bro, like if that's how I was calling people to let people know that I was dying, I would be.
I mean, it was a tone of glee, but the way you call it's not often that you call with news like that, and so it has been pretty sad lately. So you come on like this, and I gotta guess it's like somebody died.
All right, man. I guess it's been that kind of fucking year. But I would say I don't know. I'm curious. I know the last one was mad personal. I know that he's been talking a lot about picking the industry apart in the carcass. I will say I read the short description that I saw on Apple Music that said that he wanted to watch the party die so he could resurrect it, and it seems like it's a lot of themes on like reincarnation and resurrection and rebirth. And so I'm just interested in experiencing it. I just want it to be good primarily. But number two, ideally, I would like for it to reflect hopefully what Kendrick has been claiming that he wants to see in the rap stratosphere. I hope that it's representative of that. I hope that it can elevate the music, the culture of hip hop. I don't want to put it all on his shoulder, but he's obviously a big influence in hip hop, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? So I just hope that it's indicative of whatever kind of direction that he hopes that the industry at large and music can go towards. And I mean, for me personally, it's like I enjoy Kendrick Lamar. I enjoy a lot of rappers, but I do think that especially in times like these, that it is time that we aim higher. That, you know, I think it's a time and a place for some type of levity, some lightness. But I definitely think that, like, as artists, your stuff should be reflective of the times. It don't necessarily have to be a complete documentary of the times, but I don't want, like, I wouldn't want anybody to see my art and not know what time it came from, like, not know what it was associated with. Not in the sense that would make it where it would age poorly, but just the, you know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers that was making shit, like, when you listen to Jimi Hendrix, you know that he was around during Vietnam and shit. You know what I mean? And during the you know, the times where fucking Martin Luther King has been assassinated, JFK, Malcolm X. Like, that's very indicative. You can hear that when you listen to Nina Simone.
And that's what makes music more relevant to the mainstream. I was trying to figure out why people can't get their music heard to the masses of people, because it doesn't resonate with everybody, the things that they're talking about when they're just talking about themselves and what they're going through. But when people like Kendrick Lamar talks about, like, the grand scheme of everything, he has a bigger picture on things, then that's when it outreaches more than just your community. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I was trying to. Anyway.
No, I think that's a good one to end it on, because you gotta fucking hit the road.
Yes, I do.
All right, and I guess I gotta go to work.
Yeah, you do. You got. We got to make money.
To the Kendrick Lamar album.
Still haven't listened to it.
If you look at me, I'm upset with myself, because I'm like, I wanted it to be much shorter.
He did it to himself.
I wanted it to be much shorter.
I knew it was coming.
You know what I mean? And we ate the gumbo and all the things.
The gumbo was so good.
Now we got to do this shit.
I almost avoided it, but we couldn't. It was too good. Yeah, that's fine. I'm ready for it.
I mean, again, like, first time I've ever edged. All right.
Hey, ba-doom.
That's it, man. We'll see you for some more. I mean, you probably got to break this shit up even more than this.
Oh yeah, it's days and everything. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Thank you for the work.
Love y'all. Make it home safely.
I gotta do so
Listen
much
to the rap music.
goddamn editing.